Hello and welcome to another Demis Helen tutorial. This video we're going to look at how I am creating a bass line from scratch in Serum, and then I will link this in the description below. Okay, so first things first, I've come up with this melody. I was just pretty much messing around on the keyboard, and I recorded it in a different key. I've actually shifted it down, so it starts like this. So there's all different ways that I can do it. So I heard more of a plucky sound, so I created this synth. Okay, and we've got this one. Okay, so it's a very simple, it's just using the default waveform. We're just modulating the filter cutoff here on an MG Low 18. A little bit of resonance on there to make it sparkle. Just remove some of the muddiness at the bottom. And then we've just got an envelope here creating the short, like kind of more percussive and plucky sound, and envelope 2 is controlling the modulation for the filter there. And then on envelope 1, this macro, if we click on it, is controlling the decay in the release, so it extends them when it's filtered in. And this one's controlling only a tiny bit of the decay here, and then it's controlling the cutoff up here. And then we have distortion just to beefing it up a little bit, because it sounds a little bit thin when you use just one waveform. The delay, I've cut off some of the low end, I've left it on the quarter notes there, and then I've switched it to ping pong and turned up the mix. And then reverb, I've just tailored it till I got it sounding right, cutting off the highs a little bit there. So that is everything. So without the effects on, can you bypass all the effects in one go? If you can, let me know in the comments below, but let's just turn them off manually. So that's what we're dealing with originally. And then I put a little bit of this on to give it a bit more weight back into it rather than just being so thin. And then a little bit of delay, and then a bit of reverb. So when I add the compression into the inserts later on, I can really make all that delay and reverb stand out and control it a bit better. And then come back in here and just tweak them to taste. So that's it. That's all there is going on in that synth. So then I'd come up with this bass rhythm, which is actually in the melody itself. If you listen to it, this is muted at the moment. Okay, so then I've created this and a default patch and started making it, and I thought, why am I not doing a video on this? So here we are. As far as I've got, sub oscillator is on, but I've not used it yet. And then oscillator A and B. So on basic shapes, wavetable position is here, as you can see, nothing else changed. And then I've just put on the default and -1 on the octave, and this is where I am so far. So if we turn off this one. Okay, so that's where I am, and I want to make it sound a little bit thick, but also plucky at the same time. So how I'm going to achieve this is I'm going to use a low 24. I'm going to put both oscillators through here. We'll turn the sub off for now, and then we'll add that in later. I'm going to leave the settings so there's a bit of resonance up, and the cutoff is halfway. So we want to make a plucky sound, so I'm going to just tailor this now. Okay, so we have the kind of the area that I want to be in. Envelope 2, right, this will control the cutoff. Let's just remove all modulation. Would help if we turned it on. Okay, so now we have a nice plucky, but it sounds quite full, just with the way the initial envelope is letting a bit of a longer decay there, but the sustain is quite low, but it's got a bit of a longer decay, just to let some of that bass information come through. Alright, so I'm going to thicken this up now. And I'm going to use unison on this minus oscillator here, this -1. Okay. Let's just see what this sounds like with 3 on as well. We're going to put this on mono. Alright, so I might actually leave that down at 1. Just to keep it sounding more raw in the center, and then this is the support. Right, let's add the sub. And we're going to route it through here as well. It adds a nice little bit of weight. Alright, let's just see how that sounds so far with this. Alright, it seems to be smoothly integrating itself in there with minimal effort, so this is a sound that it's a good direction to go. Right, effects, we're going to add some distortion in first. I think I'm just going to leave it on tube, and let's just see what that sounds like. Get it really punching in that bass area. Okay, so that's where we want it. Just so we're getting a little bit of bite. Alright, so that's what it sounds like now with this. Let's just bypass it. So we're getting a lot more bite on it now. So essentially we have cut it off, but we're boosting the frequency here. See, I want it to be more supportive in the melody rather than take over the melody. And then we're going to layer some, I will be layering some mid basses above later on to take over the role when the melody disappears. Right, let's add a little bit of chorus on there, I think, just to thicken it up a bit more. Sounding okay, very minimal change because we're so low off here, and then we're going to put the compressor on. So I want to get it to kind of mid-bay between 0 and -12 there, so I'm doing like a -6, it's kind of my area that I aim for. We'll have a 2:1 ratio. We want a bit more of a stabby click, so we're going to put the attack down. We're going to have a fairly quick recovery. We don't want it too fast. And then we're just going to push the gain back up. So let's see what it sounds like with it off and on. So there's just a little bit more bite there. Let's listen to it in context. And bypass serum. So you can see where the definition is starting to come through. So that is creating a sub bass, basically, in serum. So let's give it a name, and I'll give it to you guys in the description below via my Facebook page. So we'll call it BS for bass, and what should we call this? Support sub. Will that do? Oh, yeah, that'll do. Okay, so BS Support Sub is in the description below. Just visit my Facebook page. All you have to do is like the page and you get access to all the free downloads. It's not just this one. There are other presets. I think there's some on there for Hive. We've got massive presets on there, other serum presets, various tracks, and maybe bits of MIDI in there. I can't even remember if there is MIDI in there anymore. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Follow me on the socials as usual, like, comment and subscribe if you already aren't. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video.